Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Aparna, working as scientist in MFPI Food Quality Control Laboratory, Professor Jayashankar, Telangana State Agricultural University, Hyderabad. Today we will learn about hurdle technology. Hurdle technology, which is also called a combination of methods, a combination of processes, a combination of preservation or techniques, or a barrier technology, and this hurdle technology was developed several years ago as a new concept for the production of safe, stable, nutritious, tasty and economical foods. Hurdle technology advocates the intelligent use of combinations of different preservation factors or techniques which are termed as hurdles in order to achieve multi-target, mild but reliable preservation effects in the food. Attractive applications have been identified in many food areas. Hurdle technology also advocates the deliberate combination of existing and novel preservation techniques in order to establish a series of preservative factors that any microorganisms present should not be able to overcome. And these series of preservative factors are called the hurdles. Let us now go back to the history of hurdle technology. The combined use of several preservation methods, possibly both physical and chemical, or a combination of different preservatives, is an age-old practice. It has been commonly applied by the food industry to ensure the food safety as well as stability. In smoked products, for example, combination of heat treatments includes heat, reduced moisture content, and antimicrobial chemicals which are deposited from the smoke onto the surface of the food. All these put together would give a preservative effect in the smoked products. Some smoked foods may also be dipped or soaked in brine or rubbed with salt before the smoking to impregnate the flesh with salt and thus add a further preservative mechanism. In jam and other food preservatives, the combined factors are heat, a high solid content, that is reduced water activity, and high acidity. It is a combination of preservative effects in the jam. In vegetable fermentation, the desired product quality and microbial stability are achieved by a combination of factors such as salt, acidification, etc. In recent years, the concept of combining several factors has been developed by Leissner in 1995 and also other scientists into the hurdle effect. From an understanding of the hurdle effect, hurdle technology has been derived, which has the goal not just to understand why a certain food is safe and stable, but also to improve the quality of food by an optimization and intelligent modification of the hurdles which are present. It employs the intelligent combination of different hurdles or preservation techniques to achieve multiple target and mild but reliable preservation effects. It employs the intelligent combination of different hurdles or preservation techniques to achieve multi-target, mild but reliable preservation effect. Hurdle technology has arisen in response to a number of developments. The first one is the consumer demands for healthier foods that retain their original nutritional properties. The second one is the shift to ready-to-eat food products and the convenience foods which require very little further processing by the consumers. The third one is the consumer preference for more natural food which require less processing and fewer chemical preservatives. And hurdle technology, it provides a framework for combining a number of milder preservation techniques to achieve the enhanced level of product safety and stability. If you can see the table 1, here some of the important hurdles which are used as hurdles for food preservation are given. As you can see from the table, the first parameter is high temperature and the application is done by heating. Then we also have low temperature preservation which can be achieved by chilling and freezing. We can reduce the water activity, thereby increase the preservation. This can be done by drying, curing and conserving. Then we can also increase the acidity. This can be achieved by addition of acid or acid formation by different kinds of processing. We can also reduce the redox potential by removing the oxygen or adding ascorbate. We can also add preservatives. There are several number of preservatives like sorbate, sulfites, nitrates, etc., which also give a preservative effect. Then we also can add some competitive flora. For example, this can be achieved by addition of microbial fermentation organisms, and thereby we can get a preservative effect. Now if you can see the next slide where the table 2 is being projected, here you have the examples of hurdles which are used to preserve the foods. So there are different kinds of hurdles. Let us discuss each of the hurdle. We have physical hurdles, physicochemical hurdles and microbially derived hurdles. The first one, as you can see from the table, is the physical hurdles. Here we have examples for physical hurdles like aseptic packaging, electromagnetic energy, that is the microwave, radio frequency, pulsed magnetic fields, high electric fields, etc. Then apart from that, other physical hurdles are high temperature processing techniques like blanching, pasteurization, sterilization, evaporation, extrusion, baking, frying, etc. We have other physical hurdles like ionic radiation, then low temperature activities like the chilling and freezing. We also have modified atmospheric packaging, which includes active packaging, edible coatings, etc. Then among the physical hurdles only, we also have the photodynamic inactivation, ultra high pressures, ultrasonication methods and ultraviolet radiations, which all give preservative effect in the foods. Then after the physical hurdles, as you can see from the table, the second one is the physicochemical hurdles. Here we have carbon dioxide, ethanol, lactic acid, lactoperoxidase, low pH, low redox potential, low water activity, Maillard reaction products, organic acids, oxygen, ozone, phenols, phosphates, salt, smoking, sodium nitrite, nitrate, sodium or potassium sulfite, spices and herbs and surface treatment agents, which are all used under the physicochemical hurdles, and they all give some or the other way of preservative effect in the foods. Then we have the third category of hurdle, that is the microbially derived hurdles, and in this we have antibiotics, bacteriocins, competitive flora and protective cultures, which all give the preservative effect in the foods. Now let us try to understand the mechanism of the hurdle technology. So microorganisms, as you know, they react homostatically to all the stress factors, and when their environment is disturbed by a stress factor, they usually react in ways that maintain some key element of the physiology constant. Microorganisms, they undergo many homeostatic reactions. Let us now see the table 3, which is being projected on your slide, and in this table 3 you can see that the microorganisms, how they undergo different homeostatic responses to stress. So let us try to understand these homeostatic responses. When the microorganisms have low level of nutrients, then you can see the response would be like there will be nutrient scavenging, oligotrophy, stationary phase response, generation of viable or non-culturable forms. When the pH is lowered in the food matrix, then you can see that extrusion of protons across the cell membrane, maintenance of cytoplasmic pH, maintenance of transmembrane pH gradient is done as a response. When the water activity is reduced or lowered, then you can see the homeostatic response where you can see osmoregulation, accumulation of compatible solutes, avoidance of water loss and maintenance of membrane turgor can be seen in the microorganisms. Then the next stress factor is lower temperature for the growth. Here you can have a homeostatic response where cold shock response can be seen, or changes in the membrane lipids to maintain satisfactory fluidity also can be seen among the microorganisms. Then the next stress factor is raised temperature for the growth. Here you can see heat shock response and membrane lipids changes. Then the next type of stress is raised levels of oxygen. Here you can see enzyme protection, which is nothing but catalase, peroxidase, superoxide dismutase, etc. from the H2O2 and oxygen derived free radicals. This would be the kind of homeostatic response. When the presence of biocides is present, then you can see that there will be phenotypic adaptation, reduction in cell wall membrane permeability. And when the stress factor is high hydrostatic pressure or ionizing radiation, then you can have a homeostatic response like uncertainty, possibly low spore water content, or repair of single strand breaks in the DNA can happen. For the last stress factor, that is high voltage electric discharge, competition from other microorganisms, you can see a response where there will be low electrical conductivity of the spore protoplast, formation of interacting communities and aggregates of cells which are showing some degree of symbiosis and biofilms. So now, after understanding the stress factors and the homeostatic response by the microorganisms, let us now go ahead and understand the mechanism of hurdle technology again. Preservative factors functioning as hurdles can always disturb one or more of the homeostasis mechanisms, thereby preventing the microorganisms from multiplying and causing them to remain inactive or sometimes even to die. Therefore, food preservation is achieved by disturbing the homeostasis of microorganisms. The best way to do this is to deliberately disturb several homeostasis mechanisms simultaneously. Thus, a combination of multiple hurdles could increase the effectiveness of the food preservation, which is nothing but hurdle technology. The success of hurdle technology, it always depends on ensuring the metabolic exhaustion. More stress reactions of microorganisms are active processes, and this often involves the expenditure of energy. For example, to transport protons across the cell membrane to maintain high cytoplasmic concentrations of osmoregulatory or compatible solutes. Restriction of availability of energy is then a sensible target to pursue. This probably forms the basis of many of the successful empirically derived mild combination preservation procedures exemplified by the hurdle technology. As an example, if a food can be preserved by lowering the pH, then it is also sensible to include a weak acid preservative which will amplify the effect of the protons to allow a milder high pH to be employed. It is sensible if proton export is made more difficult by the additional requirement that cells be forced to regulate the osmotic strength. Then, if food can be enclosed in oxygen-free vacuum or modified atmospheric packaging, facultative anaerobes will be further energy restricted at a time when various stress and homeostatic reactions are demanding more energy if growth is to proceed. However, environmental stresses can provide varying results because some bacteria may become more resistant or even more virulent under stresses through stress reactions such as synthesis of protective stress shock proteins. It has been reported that synthesis of protective stress shock proteins is induced by several stresses including heat, pH, water activity, ethanol, oxidative compounds and starvation. And although each stress has a different spectrum of antimicrobial action, those stress reactions might have a non-specific effect. Since due to a particular stress, microorganisms also become more tolerant to other stresses, that is cross tolerance. For instance, acid shock or acid adapted cells become tolerant to other environmental stresses in several pathogenic bacteria including E. coli, Salmonella, Listeria, etc. Conversely, the heat shock response that follows mild heating can result in cells becoming more acid tolerant. Therefore, various stress responses of microorganisms might hamper food preservation and could turn out to be problematic for the application of hurdle technology when hurdles are used consequently. However, the use of different stresses at a time may also prevent the synthesis of those protective proteins, because simultaneous exposure to different stresses will require energy consuming synthesis of several or at least more protective stress shock proteins, which in turn may cause microorganisms to become metabolically exhausted, and this is achieved by combination treatment. And this antimicrobial action of combination of hurdles is known as multi-target preservation, which was introduced by Leissner in 1995. The concept of multi-target preservation increases the effectiveness of food preservation by using a combination of different hurdles which have different spectra of antimicrobial actions. It has been suspected for some time that combining different hurdles for good preservation might not just have an additive effect on microbial stability, but they could act synergistically. A synergistic effect could be achieved if the hurdles in a food hit at the same time at different targets, that is, for example, on cell membrane, DNA, enzyme substrates, pH, water activity, etc. And when synergistic effect like this could be achieved in a food at the same time on different targets within the microbial cells, then you can disturb the homeostasis of the microorganisms which are present in the several respects of the food matrices. Thus, repair of homeostasis as well as the activation of stress shock proteins becomes more difficult. Therefore, simultaneously employing different hurdles in preservation of a particular food should lead to optimal microbial stability. In addition, no one preservative factor is active against all the spoilage microorganisms which are present in the food. Therefore, attempts have been made to compensate for these deficiency by combining various preservative factors having different spectra of action. Since from this multi-targeted approach, hurdle technology could be more effective than single targeting. It allows the use of individual hurdles of lower intensity for improving the product quality as well as for food preservation. So after understanding what is the mechanism of hurdle technology, let us try to understand what are the limitations of hurdle technology. As described above, in the mechanism of hurdle technology, hurdles which are used in food preservation could provide varying results depending on the bacterial stress reactions such as the synthesis of protective proteins. These stress reactions or cross tolerance may not exist when combined hurdles are used. However, although hurdles are applied simultaneously in combined forms, there are three possible results whereby the action may be changed by combining two or more preservative factors. Let us now try to understand what are these three possible results. The first one is addition or the additive effect. Here, the term additive effect denotes that the effects of the individual substances are simply added together. The second one is the synergism or synergistic effect. Synergistic effect is the expression used when the inhibitory action of the combination is reached at a concentration lower than that of the constituent substrates separately. Then we have the third one, that is antagonism or the antagonistic effect. An antagonistic effect is the opposite of this later, that is one where the mixture concentration required is higher than that of individual constituents. Among these results, the first two, that is the additive effect and the synergistic effect, are desirable results, and the main reason for the hurdle technology is applied or employed for food preservation rather than just one hurdle. Generally, it is accepted that the combination of hurdles has a higher inhibitory effect than any single hurdle. However, recently some studies showed that combination treatments were less effective at reducing the levels of microorganisms than were the single treatments. These effects of combining hurdles were antagonistic. In some cases, application of hurdle concept for food preservation may inhibit the outgrowth but induce prolonged survival of the microorganisms in the foods. The various responses of microorganisms under mild stress conditions of hurdle technology might hamper food preservation and could turn out to be problematic for the application of hurdle technology. However, no general statements can be made about the actions of any particular preservative method or other factors. Additionally, in many studies, any synergistic effects observed in the laboratory tests were so weak as to have no significance for the practical food preservation. It was mainly for commercial reasons that most combined or combination products formerly marketed in large numbers were preferred to straight preservation. Although some combinations of hurdles showed less or not significant effectiveness for killing the microorganisms in the foods, many promising hurdles have been identified so far. However, the application of the idea in the food industry has been largely restricted to the meat sector. Recent studies, however, emphasizing a much wider potential application, for example, in bakery products, fish, dairy products. More specifically, the concept was introduced into mild processing, for example, for fruits, vegetables, etc. However, there is only limited information which is available about the effect of combined hurdles on these types of foods. The vast majority of preserved foods that are consumed in different countries rely on combinations of preservative factors for their stability and microbiological safety. Therefore, it is important to understand the interactions of different hurdles in various foods to find the types and the intensity of that hurdles which are needed for the desired microbiological safety and stability in a particular kind of food. So today we have learnt about what is hurdle technology, the history of hurdle technology, mechanism of hurdle technology, and what are the various types of hurdles which are there, their applications, and we also learnt about the limitations of hurdle technology. To sum up the entire topic, the microbial stability and safety as well as the sensory and nutritional quality of most preserved foods are based on a combination of several empirically applied preservative hurdles and more recently on knowing the employed hurdle technology. The physiological responses of microorganisms during such preservation such as homeostasis, metabolic exhaustion and stress reactions are the basis for application of hurdle technology. The disturbance of the homeostasis of the microorganisms is the main mechanism for food preservation using hurdle technology. Use of other combined hurdles could increase the disturbance of homeostasis and also cause the metabolic exhaustion of the microorganisms. And as you all know, since different hurdles have got different spectra of antimicrobial action, the combined hurdles could always attack the microorganisms in different ways and may increase the safety and quality of the food. Although recently there have been many studies that have investigated the effect of combined hurdle technology in laboratory and in different kinds of foods, the interactions of many kinds of hurdles are still not very clear. However, the microbial safety is achieved by using a combination of technology. And hence, a better understanding of the occurrence and interactions of different kinds of preservative factors or hurdles in the foods can form a powerful and logical basis for improvements in the food preservation. If all the hurdles operating in a particular kind of food are known, the microbial stability and safety of that particular kind of food and its quality also might be optimized by changing the intensity and the characteristics of the hurdles through hurdle technology. For more information on hurdle technology, you can refer to any foods on food preservation and food processing, and you can also refer to exclusive books on food hurdle technology. Thank you.